And I know it wasn't announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't play until right before, but this is a preseason game where Clark is not available, and yet
You want to body slam me? Fine. I'll just drop 21 points on you. That was basically Sophie Cunningham's response after Mystics rookie Kiki Iriafen committed a flagrant foul that could have seriously injured.
This proves there is an agenda against the Indiana Fever. There is an attack agenda.
In a preseason game that felt anything but friendly, the Indiana Fever showed us something we didn't see much of last season. Grit, unity, and the fire to stand up for one another. Even with Caitlin Clark sidelined due to a nagging left leg injury, the Fever made one thing clear. They're not a team you can push around anymore. This was the beginning of a brand new identity for Indiana. Players like Sophie Cunningham, Lexi, Hull, and Nalissa Smith made it known. They're not backing down from anyone. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what happened to Sophie, the Fever's fiery response, and how the Washington Mystics reacted after things got physical. If you're riding with Indiana, drop a spicy Sophie in the comments.
This is the first time we're witnessing this. They're attacking Sophie Cunningham just like they did Caitlin last year. There is an agenda against this basketball team, and I'm calling it out right now. The league better step in immediately. They better step in immediately. We better not be dealing with what we dealt with last year with Caitlin.
Happens when the face of your franchise is forced to sit out. For the Indiana Fever, it meant opening their preseason against the Washington Mystics without Caitlin Clark. And this wasn't just any absence. It marked the first game Clark has missed in 5 years, covering her entire college career at Iowa, and now the start of her WNBA journey. Head coach Stephanie White made the tough call, choosing to rest Clark after she reported some tightness in her left leg. "We need to think long-term," White said, prioritizing her star's health ahead of a demanding season, one that's 4 games longer than last year. It was the right call for the future, but in the moment, it left the Fever exposed and vulnerable, without their leader, and with something to...
I mean, look, the biggest thing is we got to think long-term. Like, we got to make sure that we're not putting Caitlin at risk for injury. We're not putting our team in a position, where we're thinking short-term and not long-term. It's a long season, 4 more games than last season. So we want to make sure that we're extra cautious and put her health and wellness first and foremost. And honestly, it's been one day at a time. How she's reacted to treatment, how she's reacted to workouts. So positive progress is being made, but we can't be short.
This quarter was rough for Indiana. The Fever fell behind early, getting outscored 24-13 as the Mystics took full control. Missed layups, no offensive rhythm. Indiana looked completely lost. As the deficit swelled to 15 points, fans watching had to ask, was this game already over before it even...
This team came out very slow, very lethargic, very stuck in the mud, very dragging ass, didn't have energy to them, didn't have flow to them.
Picture this. The Washington Mystics, sensing vulnerability, came out swinging from the opening tip. Their physical play set the tone early, bullying the Fever and daring anyone to respond. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, the Mystics smelled blood in the water. And for a moment, it looked like they might cruise to an easy win over a Clarkless Fever.
Stephanie White seemed frustrated. We were down 15. Stephanie White called the timeout, and she must have stuck her foot up her team's ass and said, you see this arena? You see all these fans that came to watch you guys? 12,461 people. They didn't come to watch you guys bullshit. They didn't come to watch you guys drag ass. Let's play some defense and let's get it together offensively. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, these 2 players. Sophie Cunningham gave us 21. Lexi Hull gave us 13. The Blonde Bombers is what they're calling them. We were down 15 in the first half. Why were we down 15? We cut it to within 3 at halftime.
I know it wasn't announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't play until right before.
Seven, despite the early struggles and a double-digit deficit, the Fever showed something remarkable: resilience. The absence of their superstar wasn't an excuse. It became a challenge to rise to. Bit by bit, other players found their rhythm. The defense locked in, and suddenly that once massive lead didn't look so impossible.
Probably have 10,000 people here and a real home court advantage.
Fever stay competitive without Caitlin.
There you go. I mean,
Clark,
she's right there saying,
it wasn't
"Don't you
about
do that."
one player stepping up to
She's
drop
telling the rookie
20-plus
right now.
points. It was about a collective response, unexpected heroes rising to the occasion, playing with heart, and refusing to fold under Washington's physical pressure. But what the Mystics didn't realize was that their aggressive approach was about to backfire, big time. Midway through the second quarter, just as the Fever were finding their rhythm, everything changed. With 5 minutes left in the first half, Mystics rookie Kiki Iriafen delivered what can only be described as a body slam on Sophie Cunningham. And that moment lit a fire under Indiana.
As both players battled for a rebound, Iriafen grabbed Cunningham and violently threw her to the hardwood. The crowd gasped.
This wasn't just a tough
Teammates on
basketball
both
game.
sides froze.
It felt more like something out of a wrestling ring.
And then Cunningham sprang
Sophie
to her
Cunningham,
feet,
who
immediately
joined
getting
Indiana
in
this
Iriafen's
offseason
face.
via a
And that's
4-team trade,
Kiki Iriafen,
had
and I
been
got to tell
steadily
you, here
finding
we
her
go
rhythm,
with the
helping to chip away at Washington's
smile,
lead,
like you've done.
moving without the ball,
I don't
creating
get it.
space,
This is the
and
worst
causing
part
havoc
of
for
the
the Mystics'
WNBA.
defense.
It is.
She was a key spark for the Fever. Then came the confrontation. "You don't do that. You don't do that." Cunningham's words rang out crystal clear, even through the broadcast. The officials quickly stepped in to separate the players, but the damage was already done. After reviewing the play, they called a flagrant foul on Kiki Iriafen, a call that honestly seemed pretty lenient given how dangerous the hit looked. I mean, yikes. Kiki, the rookie, was way too aggressive, and a lot of people were not happy with Demon Sophie standing her ground. Yeah, she showed up. And the Fever's reaction? Pure celebration. But the Mystics weren't finished, targeting Cunningham. Later in the game, Brittany Sykes delivered another unnecessary shove, sending Cunningham crashing to the floor once again. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't basketball, it was bullying, plain and simple. A clear pattern emerged. Washington players were singling out Cunningham, and they weren't holding back.